trouble taking the emotion out of these reflections, study some mindfulness techniques. Full catastrophe living is a helpful resource to get started. Mindfulness practice allows you to observe yourself, your mind, and how it works with non-judgment and compassion as a learner. Over time, this gives you space to choose your reactions, because there's always something happening, a bit of space, and then our reaction, and or whatever it might be. We decide whether we get angry, happy, sad, whatever. And of course, there are some default things that we ourselves just tend to do. I myself tend to be quite angry as a go-to emotion. Some other people might be sad and whatnot. But we still have some time to decide on that. And it is practice, and it is learning to see that time span, this bit of room, and to maybe also widen it, make it bigger. And I have seen, and I still think, that meditation can really help there, and to see this time frame, and to also then control yourself and keep yourself at maybe ease. And when one is a really angry person, it from time to time, and in certain circumstances and or regarding certain circumstances, it can be pretty difficult, and it can lead to a really fucked up situation. One also needs to think about that, but it is very difficult. It is very difficult to not necessarily seeing the time frame and noticing the time frame, but then when I'm seeing it and noticing it, but still being like, okay, this has happened, kind of maybe rationally going through the whole process and not being angry afterwards, and not having this typical outbursts that I myself programmed in as, okay, this helps. And we all have certain things programmed into us, maybe by ourselves and or parents or whomever it might be, circumstances, communities, that's then just happening, and we see it as a relief. And changing that is really difficult. Stoics use whatever tools are helpful to manage thoughts and actions, including medicines if needed. Just because I'm thinking about it, and the person being like, okay, Stoicism actually really helps. Yes, the tactics and the advice is good, can be good, but Stoics also think that suicide is a good idea. So it's always really difficult to take something and be like, okay, this is one thing, a soul thing, and I really believe in it, and I think it's 100% the truth. Because very often it's not going to be the case. Very often it's just not going to be that. It's parts of it is going to be good. Some other parts are going to be definitely shit, because I think that practicing suicide or saying that suicide is a good idea or always kind of a good escape, I don't think so. I don't think this is good advice. I don't think this makes too much sense. But yeah. But yeah. Let's see. Let's have a look. Where's the line between following the principles of Stoicism and just being emotionless? I still think it is actually still very interesting to see people being like, okay, Stoicism is only about being emotionless and having no soul and being this empty shell, but this is not really the case. I just started getting into learning and navigating Stoicism. It's has really helped me with my OCD/obsessions with perfectionism and anxiety overall, along with my reaction things. But emotion-wise, unrecruited love, anger, guilt, desperation, regret, where is the line drawn? Similar to that, sad, Stoicism isn't, and I want to underline that several times, isn't about being emotionless. It is about feeling the emotion, processing, and then moving on. We don't shut ourselves off from emotions, we feel it. We don't let it dictate our big picture decisions, but we certainly don't bottle it up. It's about dealing with them. It's not about not seeing them, it's not about ignoring them, it's not about these things. It is about maybe actually also using them. Using the anger, using the sadness, and actually also letting it happen, and noticing that it is fine that these emotions happen, that you actually do not have to bottle it up, or you shouldn't be bottling them up, because it is not very sensical. But yeah, this is a bit too loud, I think. But yeah, period. I think it's actually very interesting that it is such a common misconception, and people also know that it is such a common misconception, but still is a misconception. It's actually very interesting and very strange as well. Looking for advice on practicing amor fati. I see the wisdom in amor fati and don't have much problem putting it into practice for less consequential or repeatable things. Things that come with heavy consequences or certain once-in-a-lifetime choices I have a lot harder time with. I work hard to show compassion to myself, but something in me can't seem to let it go. How do you practice amor fati on the really hard stuff, especially when the fati that you need to amor resulted from your own choice? I can really see that it is difficult then to love your faith when you yourself really fucked it up. I can see that, I can really feel that, but as I'm thinking about it, it's still the same. It is a unique situation, and it is a very strange and bad situation, but it will still be the same. Whether it was introduced by you or somebody else, maybe with the caveat of realizing that you can really learn a lot from the past mistakes and use it as dumb and as cliche as it might sound. Let's see what the comments are saying. In my understanding, you're wondering if making a mistake is compatible with amor fati, since the philosophy is more about circumstances you can't entirely control. People say you learn from mistakes, but the point made seems to be that these experiences build on who you turn out to be as a person. Any hardships help shape your character stronger and more determined, or at least you should try them to do that for you, even if they are caused by yourself in the first place. Hope that helps. There's actually more to that. I think in the end, I do want to underline that Stoicism is just, it's just a philosophy, it's just guidelines.